This time on Airshow,
Costa Rica.
Super Dave
Wow, that's cool.
dives in to his wildest adventure yet
I'm ducking to get out of the way.
and gets more than he bargained for.
Oh my God!
It was crazy.
The wing walker's worst nightmare flares up at her final show of the season. And the rookie pilot
Maybe I set my altimeter wrong.
makes a costly mistake.
That's how you duck.
Mama said he'd never make it. That spirit, no tears to cry. Too young, too dumb to listen. Cold courage strapped in and trapped. Sun sky, wax and sage. Smoke clears now roll away. Icarus the Greek must fly today. Must fly today.
Super Dave Matheson is on an epic 4-day flight to make it to his final air show of the season.
I've got an air show over 3,000 miles away, all the way down in Costa Rica.
Dave's route has taken him from Western Canada, across the U.S., Mexico, and over the jungles of Central America. But Dave has some wingmen.
Howdy, boys. Good to see you.
Pilots Eric Hansen and Ken Fowler, the air show duo known as Team Rocket.
There's a big, big risk flying over the jungles of Central America. Big risk.
We're gonna fly over mountains and jungles and oceans.
Wow, that's cool.
It's high-stakes adventure with high reward.
This group flies each for about 5 miles.
Dave has been promised 6 times his normal fee.
For a professional air show pilot, I mean, that's like doing 6 extra shows, which can be, a third of your season for one show. Had to go, no question.
They're only 4 hours late.
Air Boss Donna Flynn arrived yesterday and has been waiting all afternoon for her boys to land.
I don't think that's our guys.
Donna's not here to run the show. She and fellow boss Ray Furcus are here to see how the adventure unfolds.
This is the very first air show in Costa Rica, so this was their very first kick at the can.
There they are.
Hola, Costa Rica.
Dave and his crew chief Mitch
Yay!
are exhausted.
That's a comfortable airplane, but after 15 and a half hours, it's not so comfy.
But that's soon forgotten when Dave steps into the limelight.
You're welcome, buddy.
I mean, the vibe was awesome.
Gracias.
We were treated like rock stars. The whole country was getting behind this air show.
Thank you.
So, no, it was a big deal.
Costa Rica has hired pilots from all over North and Central America.
They've never had an air show here before. This side. So they probably don't know really what to expect.
I can guarantee one thing, we're in for a wild ride.
Okay, and they're waiting for us.
Yeah.
Welcome to first air show in Costa Rica.
2 veteran air bosses from the U.S. were enlisted to run the country's first air show. Jim Tucherone and Bob Hall.
Team Rocket, Dave in the MX-2 and Skip in his bywing.
But at this show, the pilots are thrown a curveball.
We're set to do an air show, and then we find out there's actually an air race planned, just like the Red Bull air races.
In an air race, competitors fly through a slalom course at breakneck speeds. The fastest time wins.
No one here has done an air race. Not one of us.
Excuse me, remember that...
Gentlemen, one person talking. It's all about safety here, guys.
The extra challenge gets everyone jumping.
I'm not getting anything.
We haven't covered anything yet.
This briefing was out of control. Was all I could do not to tell everyone to shut up.
Thank you, guys.
It's not even about trust, it's about training.
The air show in Costa Rica was on Carol Pilon's radar. But the wing walker decided to fly in her hometown, the last show of the season.
There's one simple fact with air shows. The sky is never so blue as when you're at home.
Hey, how's it going, Carol?
You have to be a rock star for real.
So what is the plan with your folks? What time are they getting here?
Oh, I don't know, whenever they get here. It's pretty rare that I get to actually have my stepmom and my dad at the same show together. And as a bonus, they got to bring the grandkids out. Hey, comment ça va, Minou?
It's very dangerous what she does. Her father really worries. I know that. He doesn't talk too much when she's up in the air.
I don't know that if I had a kid, I could watch my kid do something like that, but these guys have been behind me since day one. Gotta go do it right now.
But performing for the home crowd has its drawbacks.
What Carol is experiencing here is what we call hometown-itis. It's very difficult to do a show at your hometown because there's an added element of pressure from your friends and family.
After the Harvard, there's one act, and then it's us.
For this special hometown show, Carol's pilot Marcus loads up the Stearman with plenty of smoke oil.
When we're flying, we have this beautiful white puffy smoke that comes out of the exhaust stack, and it looks great.
A light oil is sprayed directly into the hot exhaust pipe of the Stearman. The heat causes the oil to briefly ignite, creating thick smoke.
A long start into gear, Carol Phelan. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Randy coming. Randy coming.
Marcus, you have to taxi at your discretion. Marcus is rolling. Airfield's yours.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Carol Phelan between the wings.
Where is she?
But just moments into their act,
Look at the fire. What's with the fire?
Uh-oh.
What's with the fire? Dad, look at the fire. What's with the fire?
Carol and Marcus have just started their routine when fire erupts from their biplane.
I'm on top of the airplane. Marcus is on top of the airplane. Neither of us even know what's going on.
On the ground, everyone is on edge, including the air boss and Carol's family.
Hey, Marcus, we saw a couple backfires just now. We'll go.
After burning for 12 seconds, the fire snuffs itself out.
I'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah, Auntie's okay.
The fire was out, so we're good to go, and we can continue to do the show. And the crowd loved it.
Boss Marcus, last pass.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen, back on the ground, safe and sound. That's a wonderful bow.
Good job.
After a quick celebration, Carol inspects the damage.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Normally, the smoke oil is pumped through the exhaust system, heated and blown safely out the back. But because Marcus pulled back too much on the throttle during Carol's transfer to the top wing, the exhaust system cooled off and the smoke oil pooled up. When Marcus went to full power, the excess oil burst into flames.
I should have known better. It was really my bad. It wasn't Carol's bad.
It scares the hell out of me. That belly of the airplane is cotton and is absolutely soaked in all kinds of other oils and fuels. There is a real possibility of igniting on a sustained flame like that.
Leading cause of death among airshow accidents, smoke oil. Because when it ignites and it burns, It's hard to put out.
Marcus and Carol have some explaining to do.
I'm Marcus. I'm Lucian. Nice to meet you.
What's with that fire?
It's a heck of a thing to ask your parents to deal with something like that. I have to, at the very least, keep them as informed of what I'm doing as possible.
Scared the baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's too bad.
I don't think the baby cared. I think she was talking about herself.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Thanks for coming.
This is the last show. We're done. We've executed. It's all over, man. The fat lady has sung. Another season in the books for Third Strike Wing Walking.
In Costa Rica,
It's freaking hot. I drank like 60s already and haven't got out of the canyon.
Super Dave gets ready to fly out of a jungle airstrip.
Like tons of monkeys. It was right out of Tarzan. It was awesome.
Go up here.
This morning, the pilots will rehearse for Costa Rica's first air show. And they couldn't have picked a more remote airstrip.
They had to bring in all the fuel, the smoke oil, everything.
Nothing's on time here, it appears, so.
Air boss Ray Furcus, who's supposed to be on vacation,
Doesn't matter that something wheels fall off the cart.
sees trouble.
They've got 45-gallon drums of smoke oil. They got a 45-gallon drum of engine oil. They have one electric pump, which can be used for one or the other, but it's an electric pump. You need a battery for that.
They fixed the problem?
They bring a car over. They have no cart to move the smoke oil around, so now we're moving airplanes and stuff around.
Gong show.
Practice was supposed to start an hour ago.
Are you gonna take charge of this?
Well, the guy with the smoke oil already gestured to me. You did we do this, so yeah.
Ray stepped in to try to get a little more organized on the ramp.
He's lead, let's get him smoked up and everything. We'll move this back farther.
You could see it was a bit of a cluster.
We're putting smoke oil in here, getting all these guys that are smoke oil in the back end.
We were really glad that he stepped in and took charge.
The first pass is with all these aircraft.
Finally, the planes are ready to fly.
Let the madness begin. Vámonos! Ow!
It's hot here.
Attack count for departure. Okay, roger that. Winds are blowing from the ocean. You're better off using runway 17.
We all need to practice. And you've got to see the show site. You've got to get familiar with the environment.
The show site is 9 miles from the airstrip, over water, alongside one of Costa Rica's most popular beaches.
Is it bound to landing?
But as Dave and the first wave of pilots head in,
Who are you guys controlling?
I have the EP08.
Why are they on this frequency?
chaos.
They don't have any big speaks English, so now we got 3 people trying to control an airspace.
Okay, we'll just form up on you. Let's go for this path.
The practice is supposed to be more than a run-through of aerobatic routines. It's the only chance for pilots to try out a race course they've never seen. For the air race, pilots will fly one at a time around 6 floating pylons, then turn around and race back to the starting gate, all while staying inside the airbox.
The first pilot just blew off. We gotta change it up. So it's quite a job.
Nothing's working right. They're having problems with the pylons.
Super Dave MX2 is going back to base for a refuel. Roger.
Oh, the wheels fell right off that one, man. No one knew what they were doing. But the race course not even set up. So our whole thing of viewing the race course, there was one pylon. One. Right now it's gong show.
But restless pilots,
We're gonna go play some.
with time to kill,
Exciting!
leads to this.
Guys buzzing people's heads and pulling G's at them. It was chaos. If I did that in North America, they would pull my license forever and I'd never fly again.
They're really not supposed to do that, but there's nobody there to control this.
You try to bring the same level of professionalism as we do up here, but down there, if you want to mess around, go for it. It was crazy.
Now those
monkeys that we saw in the trees earlier are going bananas now.
Okay, this is Jim Tucheron, the air boss.
At the show site, the race course is still not up.
We're running into problem putting up the pylons.
Bad news for a bunch of rookie air racers.
Hi, I got Liam on the phone. Everybody has to go back now.
The winds are so strong that they can't keep the pylons vertical, so they're gonna cancel the practice. We're gonna go into this air show cold. This is not a perfect situation.
You ready to move?
At a remote field in Costa Rica,
They got all the pylons up but one.
Super Dave and a dozen pilots
You're good? Excellent.
prepare for an air show.
I just hope these guys, just back it down a little bit. If guys start fishing around, someone's gonna hit the water. So.
Yeah, we need to get the other one there.
9 miles away, the turnout for the country's first air show surpasses all expectations.
Crowds were massive. 500,000 people showed up. And a few 100,000 people couldn't even get to the beach. They had to close the highway.
Donna has managed to make it through the crowds, but she's starting to worry.
If I were airbossing the show today, I would probably have a little more security. On the beach, there are people moving into the water, which means they're moving into the box.
The box is the airspace where the pilots are allowed to perform their aerobatic routines.
We've got to be on the ground in about 10 minutes.
And the man in charge of pulling off a safe show
It's on 23-7.
is American air boss Jim Tucheron.
We're playing by their rules because we're in their country.
Latin American shows offer big paydays, but even bigger risk. And earlier this season, 2 air show pilots paid the ultimate price. The accident is still fresh on the minds of the pilots performing today.
All right, so about 10 minutes we'll start strapping it on.
You talking to the divers? Skydiver? Yeah.
Moments into the opening act,
Here they come, here they come.
high winds and a poorly laid out landing area
Oh my God.
lead to this.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was ridiculous. They could have killed people in the crowd, for God's sake. The drop zone was not as safe as it could be. It's right up against a pier with a whole bunch of light standards, and far too little beach was cleared for them.
The air show was put on hold while the paramedics deal with the injured jumpers.
Oh no.
But before the box can be cleared,
What are they doing?
a rogue pilot buzzes the crowd from 20 feet.
Get him out of here and get him on the ground there. They're not authorized to fly.
That is freaking crazy.
They have no regulations here that prohibit them from doing that. They definitely have a concern.
This is a disaster waiting to happen.
In California, a young Canadian pilot is chasing his dream. 25-year-old Stefan Trischuk thinks he's on course to becoming an airshow pilot.
12.2 hours of flying, 8 fuel stops. My butt is really sore.
But it's all worth it.
Doing a great job, Stefan. Good position.
To fly with his airshow idol.
I want to be in the same league as Sean Tucker one day.
Good station. Keep your skills up. I'm very impressed, Stefan.
Earlier this season,
So, should we go flying?
Sure.
Let's go.
Sean got his first feel for Stefan's aerobatic skills.
What's your altitude? 6,000. What did you enter at? I'm not sure. When did that happen? It'll save your life one of these days.
Now the superstar is offering the rookie a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Sean Tucker has agreed to watch me fly, give me a few pointers, and have 5 of his mechanics take a look at my airplane, go over it and see if it's safe.
Do you see the airstrip below you? I do, I see it. I'll see you in a bit, okay? Okay, sounds good.
Mr. Sean D. Tucker.
At the age of 62, the king of air shows is starting to look for the next in line to the throne.
I love you! Thanks so much for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
I'm stepping into the process of potentially becoming a mentor for Stefan, but my decision isn't made yet.
So we're pushing my airplane into Sean Tucker's hangar, and I'm just like looking at all this stuff. I'm looking at the airplanes. That's fantastic.
These guys keep me alive. If they say it's not safe to fly, I don't fly the airplane. We're gonna do the best we can to get a good look at your airplane, okay? All right.
Sean Tucker's mechanics are doing a full tear down of my airplane. They're gonna take all the panels off. They're gonna check every nut, every bolt, every weld. I thought to myself, holy crap.
It's getting a little worn out.
That's a little bit nerve-wracking.
These hinges are just super dry.
You could tell that Stefan was one of the builders. I think it's amateur home built.
We found fuel lines that were rubbing. We found shoulder harnesses that weren't fastened correctly. Basically, it was a mess.
Tucker's mechanics fixed dozens of problems, and then...
Right there. Yeah, that's a big crack.
That's the weld is cracked.
That's pretty significant.
Holy crap.
A broken weld near the landing gear, that's significant.
The left landing gear could have eventually let loose and collapsed.
Landing strut breaks off on takeoff, he's in serious trouble. Landing strut breaks off on landing, he could flip upside down, a fire could happen. I mean, he could die.
After a terrifying start
Oh my God!
to the air show in Costa Rica,
These guys will just keep pushing around.
the pilots are finally cleared to launch.
I'll pull out, and we'll all be in the right order.
Everybody's fueled up, ready to go.
Dave and the others will fly in formation to the site.
Lead for free permission to join. S01.
But some of the newer pilots have never done this.
I can do about 150 miles an hour. Yes, sir.
Flying formation with 5 other guys, only 2 of which I know. Takes a lot of experience and a lot of trust.
1 second. 3 in. 4 in. 5 in.
Zulu Mike, you can cross over the pier in 1 minute. We'll start the national anthem then.
Yes, sir. Ready.
Okay, tell me, go to English and call. I'll talk to him.
Bienvenidos a este evento. Mike, we're starting the national anthem. Okay, roger that.
Commercials at 30.
Moving out over the water a little bit more.
Now 20.
Ready, focus on now. That's inside skill. Very nice job, gentlemen. Very, very nice job.
On time, too.
You're on your own, Skip.
Their actual show line, which they would be flying down, is where the water breaks on the beach.
That's too close.
Yet I'm seeing people another 200 feet out into the water. So technically, they're flying right over the crowd.
No room for error at all. Oh my gosh, guys!
Right there.
Yeah, that's a big crack.
An inspection has uncovered a serious problem with Stefan's home-built plane.
That's pretty significant.
Sean Tucker's mechanics repaired a major crack in the landing gear.
No, that's good. Started right up, got good oil pressure, and I think he's good to go.
Now it's up to the rookie pilot to test his aerobatic airplane.
Right now I'm going to be taking this airplane for its first flight since all the maintenance. Let's give this a try. I got into the airplane and fired it up, everything's running great. And man, do the controls ever feel nice.
That's looking good. Yep.
I'm stoked, I'm excited.
Super. Gonna have a smile from ear to ear.
I'm like, this is cool, this is my airplane. I just had the best guys go through it. So I think I'm just gonna do a pass on the runway. Probably about 190 miles an hour. 10 feet off the deck.
No, it's hot dogging. It's why is he doing that? I know why he's doing it, but no, not good.
The rookie couldn't be happier, but Tucker's mechanics are not impressed.
Sean D. Tucker wouldn't like that low pass, I promise you.
That's awesome.
Good habit you should get into is to orbit, go to about 3,000 feet above the airport in orbit to make sure that the airplane is stable and secure. Not come back around and do a low pass. I already texted Sean and told him what you did.
In Costa Rica, Super Dave is cleared to fly in front of his biggest audience ever.
You can start your run when you're ready.
I was expecting this little air show, 50,000 people, and I'm looking down at 500,000. So it's pretty cool. I thought, just don't screw this up.
Hey, Felicia, you with me? Yeah, I copy. Start going north of town. Let me know. Roger.
Bring Dave in.
The box is yours. Box is mine. Here we go. 5,000.
Dave starts with an inverted flat spin.
Water shows can be more dangerous.
45.
Flying over water, your depth perception is low, so you really got to pay attention to your altimeter.
Comes right. You left 19 down. We're free for 3.
As Dave pulls his MX-2 into a vertical climb, he's hit with a crushing force of 10 times his body weight.
Looks like you're right at 500. Shopping, I'll correct it out in a second. I'm on this one, then I'll come back right.
I'm watching Dave right now, and he's actually, I believe, trying to fly a show out over the water.
With spectators drifting into the aerobatic box, Dave plays it safe.
We may be in Costa Rica, and there's no rules, but I had to do it was safe.
That looks good, eh? Yeah, it feels good.
I am very proud of him right now.
I was so pleased to see that he could incorporate our rules.
I'm out of the box, boss. RTB. Thank you. We'll see you later. Ciao.
Yay!
He did such a good job.
Next left down, 117.
After a quick refuel, Dave must now face the race course.
Every performer at that air show has never done an air race.
In California, the rookie's test flight
What the heck? Oh, man.
has got Sean Tucker's full attention.
You would never even consider to do this on a test flight. A test flight is to make sure everything's safe. And he's showing off. Where's the maturity? Where's the respect? This is not the way you stay alive in the air show business. Professionals don't do that. Get it in your brain. You need to know that. You got to get that discipline now. This is a maintenance test flight, and he blows it. Does a high-speed pass down the runway, He was just showing off.
And Sean gave me for that. I felt stupid.
I don't know if Stefan's mature enough to take this on. Have you simulated that yet to see how long it...
No.
This is not basket weaving 101. This is deadly. Okay, so anyway.
Sean decides to give Stefan a second chance.
I'll come in, and then I'll dive into the box, do the wing wigs, and then past center, I'm gonna pull to the vertical.
What's your maximum altitude gain?
Probably gonna gain about 500 feet.
Okay, that's all you're gonna get on the vertical? Have you ever really checked it?
Kinda.
Well, there's no kindness about it in airshow flying. You gotta know exactly your entry altitude, your entry speed, your maximum altitude. Okay. That's how you build a sequence.
If Sean likes what he sees, this flight could put Stefan on final approach.
I'm looking forward to it.
To becoming an airshow pilot.
I'm really nervous. I'm kind of buckling myself into the airplane. My hands are shaking.
It's in the back of my mind. Is this the person that's going to take the industry to the next level? I don't know that about Stefan yet. I certainly want to believe that he's the guy.
Okay, young man, I got you in sight. You got the box in sight?
Yes, I do.
We'll have some fun, man.
Very good. What's your altitude? Showing exactly 2,000.
Take it down another 500 feet. I just want to see how you do a little bit lower, okay?
Here, that looks a lot lower than 2,000 to me. Maybe I set my altimeter wrong.
That's how you die. Okay, young man, I got you in sight. You got the box in sight?
Yes, I do.
An airshow superstar.
We'll have some fun, man.
Is about to see if a rookie pilot has got what it takes.
Maintaining his altitude, his figures are okay.
Very good. What's your altitude? Showing exactly 2,000.
Take it down another 500 feet. I just want to see how you do a little bit lower, okay?
Here, that looks a lot lower than 2,000 to me. Maybe I set my altimeter wrong.
That's how you die, you know?
Instead of 320 feet, I set my altimeter to 1,320 feet. Holy crap, I just set my altimeter 1,000 feet out.
You can't misset your altimeter. That's what gives you all your information. Airspeed and altitude. Airspeed and altitude. I would have personally failed him because you can't do that. You can't do that. I would have been more proud of you if you would have said, I screwed up, I'm going back. Because it's those things. It's those things that are gonna bite you.
I didn't know my entry altitudes, I didn't know my exit altitudes at all for the sequence I was flying.
You're not a failure. You've got some good skills, but you gotta have them all together all at the same time.
You know, my heart dropped a little bit because I'm there to try and impress Sean.
I think he wants it, but I don't really have a clear sense whether or not he's even capable. The kid only has 300 hours of flying time.
If I don't give it my 100%, I'm always gonna wonder what would have happened. It's a tough path, but I'm not giving up. I know I will be an airshow pilot one day.
In Costa Rica, the pilots get ready for a final showdown.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna do the last one here.
An air race.
You know what? Let him set the course and we'll walk.
I've done 0 air races.
The cones are up.
They're gonna come from behind, so they'll just hold.
That's right, that's right, yeah.
500,000 people are waiting. But the pilots are going to have to wing it.
No training round, we just hit the course. So everyone's gotta be careful.
Dave and the pilots will have to race one at a time through 6 20-foot-high pylons.
Here comes your first introduction right out there. Very nice show. Skip, the box is yours.
You're 20 feet off the water. zigzagging around these cones, going as fast as you can get your airplane to go.
Ken Fowler, the aerobatic box is yours.
Pulled over there right now. That's Dave Matheson.
I watched the other guys do it.
Myself and Dave were the last ones to race.
Nice job, Ken.
Ken clocks the fastest time so far.
Watch this entrance.
Super Dave, it's all yours. Bring it back in. Oh, yeah. Super Dave out.
I knew the time to beat was 55 seconds, and I had to beat it.
In Texas, another race is about to begin. One that will make or break Pete McLeod.
4 minutes.
It's the final time trial to qualify for the Red Bull Air Races.
This is my last chance to get in the track and show them that I've still got what it takes to race at the top level.
And although he's fully recovered from his early season broken leg, today, Pete will have to push it to the max.
I still notice it. I won't know until I get in the track really how it's gonna be. But the thing that's always in the back of your mind is, you know, if you're not 100%,
I'm gonna strap in 10 minutes, Bussa.
what are you gonna do when hits the fan?
At 25, Pete was the youngest pilot to fly the Formula One of aviation. But 3 years ago, the races shut down for a hiatus, and Pete returned to the airshow circuit.
You have to shift your whole apex.
The races are coming back.
Any down vector close to the pylons is not so good. We're in competition here. I'm not guaranteed anything. I don't have a tenured spot in the race. All these rookies that are here, when it comes down to it, they want my job. To get it done here, the cutoff's gonna be a 1:30 track time. You know, that's 1 minute and 30 seconds. I've got to be able to fly my 2 laps and get it done.
Box is clear. Air gates are good to run the course with Pete. Hello, Pete. How do you hear? Hey, Mike, I've got you 5. Okay, I'll start telling you if you're in or out. Okay. In. Questionable. Release slightly high.
Pete struggles to stay inside the race box.
Just at the top on those.
An automatic disqualification if this were a competition.
Just a hair late on the apexes, sir. We understand you're out of the box? Yeah, I'm coming in now.
The first run for Pete there, you can tell he's a bit rusty.
I can tell I haven't been in the track in 3 years, that's for sure. I'm not guaranteed a spot, and right now, it's not looking good.
It's Judgment Day for Pete McLeod. Red Bull is running pilots through the qualifying course in Texas. The top times win a spot on the air race circuit.
Today's a big day for him to get back on the track. You know, some of the rust hopefully has been knocked off.
You can tell that he's had some extra time off compared to the other pilots because he's broken his leg. He's going to have to work a little bit harder than the rest of them to get back on the step.
Pete, you're cleared to take off runway 4 now.
To qualify, Pete has one last shot to fly 2 laps in under a minute and a half.
You're on the ropes, departing runway 4.
I want to be just going out there, nailing it, and putting down a fast enough time that they're going to say, hey, this guy's still got it.
Right, the box is clear.
350 to 400 kilometers an hour, low level, high G's in the corner. Just rip through the track as fast as you can. It's just trial by fire.
All right, Pete, 1 minute. High
Timed at around 1 minute to 17 seconds.
Yeah. Very nice. Thanks, Jimmy. It's feeling good.
Pete's made the cut.
Pete's back.
He's a rock star. Like an athlete coming back off an injury at 110%.
Feels great to be back in the track, though.
Glad to have you back. That felt awesome. That's good. That's the one there. Yeah, that was cool, man.
Next stop for Pete, the first race of the new season.
Abu Dhabi, here I come.
I knew the time to beat was 55 seconds, and I had to beat it.
Watch this entrance.
At the Costa Rica Airshow, Dave plans to make his final performance of the season a showstopper.
Just pegged it full power, dove in from about 3,000 feet, doing about 300. I'm going around these cones with my wing at times, probably 6-7 feet above the water.
Do a damn good job out there on that one, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that felt good. Come on.
And ended up winning the race.
Great job, Dave. Crowd cheered when I climbed.
I am now officially the Costa Rican air champion.
All right, come on, head back.
Dave ends his Airshow season on a high.
I came down looking for adventure, and I found it in spades.
It's been 130 days since our first air show. The season was a mix of highs and extreme lows. My name is Marcus Payne. As the season closes, I still wonder why we do it. Is it the thrill? The addiction? Something else? This year, some on the flying circus reached new heights.
I can always hear my dad's voice saying, don't give up. You can always improve. You can always get better and better and better and work harder.
He's come a long ways in a very short period of time. I don't think he realizes how quickly he's moved through this.
This is everything. He's put everything into it. I think Dave wants to be the best airshow pilot, not only to prove it to himself, but maybe to his dad as well. Dave lost him a few years ago, and I think he's still flying for him.
For others,
It's my dream to fly air shows.
the season was kind of a failure.
There's nothing wrong with failing. You learn from all your mistakes.
I'm not going to let that stop me from following my dream.
I think he's got the right attitude. But right now, he just doesn't know what he doesn't know.
Don't do that.
No.
You'll kill yourself.
For some, the season was a short stop on the road back to where they belong.
I have a lot of respect for the airshow world. I love it. You know, it's a lot of fun. But I'm happy being pushed and being at the top and competing, and I miss that. I don't get that in the airshow world.
Pete's an air racer at heart, but I hope to see him on the airshow circuit again.
For our wing walking team, the road ahead is less certain. Being a rebel, being passionate, doesn't always pay the bills.
Carol Pilon underdog is probably as true a statement as you'll ever find in the world.
This was a tough season for Carol. I don't know if she'll make it.
Me, I'm just a girl with a plane trying to get by, man. That's all I got. Hell of a life.
But no matter what challenges the future brings, we'll fight to stay in the game because we live for the rush of the show. the roar of the crowds, the chance to feel alive.
When it just flows together right, it's like you're in the minute and you're living it. It's all yours.